Here's a question. Do we really need to talk about this one? Because you already know this is obvious.
Yeah, the right one won.
Good evening, everybody. This is Critical Drop. My name is Power Trick. I am with GN Invasion right now.
What's up, guys?
And we have a guest on the way. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Shane.
Do you have any other aliases?
No, sir.
All right, so Shane is one of our resident homeboys. Pretty much grew up with us from college, but he's a big anime fan. And today's episode is going to be a really good one because we're going to be talking about something that we're late on. But for everybody that actually watched the last podcast episode with us, we talked about our thoughts and who we thought would win in the CrunchyRoll Awards. So we're going to be going over the winners of each nominee or each nomination, and we'll let you know, hopefully in some way, shape, or form, if we're disappointed or if our thoughts was right.
And also, before we start, please subscribe to our channel so we can get this content going. And also, I'm gonna give a shout out to this wrestler named Zelina Vega, who always cosplays in her wrestling attire before she gets into the ring. They actually called her up to be one of the people to address the nominees and the winners. Which is actually pretty cool. So like, she finally get herself noticed.
All right, nice. Shout outs to her.
But without further ado, let's just start with the first one that we've seen so far.
Yep, so guys, again, it's going to be the CrunchyRoll Awards. We're not going to go over the nominees. If anything, definitely just go to crunchyroll.com and see if you were jaded or slighted like we were, or if your nomination came true. So the first one is Best Voice Acting Performance for English, and it went to Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Now, I watched mine in sub, so
I didn't watch it.
I watched it in dub. Like he is.
Want to speak up.
Like he is one of the good ones. Like and for those who don't know, Zach he was also the main character for Demon Slayer for the dub version. He actually, and the crazy part, he actually did better than this one than in Demon Slayer, I'll say okay, I'll give him that. But I'm like, I felt that either Natalie, so I had to give her props because she did amazing as Yor, and
yeah,
she killed that role.
I think I actually gave it to Yor as well in Spy X Family. Or it was Zeno Robinson for
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, for the movie.
Yeah,
so
the other android, the number 2 though.
Yeah. But since we don't really know that one, we're just gonna skip it now. Best Voice Acting Performance for Japanese, they gave it to Eren Yeager for Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2.
I didn't watch Attack on Titan yet.
So I did, but again, like I said before in the last one, Attack on Titan needs to go to hell or just die off. They've been around too long, so it's kind of like I don't want to see no nomination with them in this. It's shilling and fanboying at this point, but Anya Forger. I'm sorry, I know who I said. Chika Anzai for Chisato for Lycos Rico was most likely my nomination for this. Or it could have been Made in the Abyss. Those were probably the only two. I can't remember, guys, but we're definitely going to show you our list when it goes up. By any chance, for Japanese, was there anything that you would have chose outside of Attack on Titan?
No, outside of Attack on Titan, no. To tell you the truth, no. Because his voice actor was good.
Yeah.
His voice actor was real good. His grown-up voice and the way how they made it a lot more dark, which is what I liked about it.
Alright, but out of any of those other ones that are nominees,
Made in the Abyss.
Made in the Abyss would have been the other one, if anything?
Yeah, Made in the Abyss.
Okay. So, best romance anime. This Soul should be here for this one.
Yes.
But honestly, the only one I watched out of any of this was Call of the Night. So, I mean, do we just agree that, the Chica Chica Dance Girl is
Kaguya Love is War is the winner?
Yeah.
For romance, I'm like, thank you for But anyway, I don't know much about Kage and much of romance, so it's like, except for Komi Can't Communicate, which is the only one I watched, but it's like...
It says second series though. So...
Oh, second series?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and
Komi Can't Communicate second series.
Oh yeah, and My Dress Up Darling. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the one where the cosplay, right?
Yeah,
that's the best one.
Yeah, I felt like that. That's also good, but
that's
I felt like that should have won that. But other than that, I haven't watched that one. So the only ones that I really watched was Komi Can't Communicate and My Dress Up Darling.
And Shane, you're saying My Dress Up Darling?
Definitely. That's what I told you about.
Yeah,
that's the one where he was making outfits for her when she was cosplaying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was fun. Well, you know what? We'll talk about it maybe afterwards. Okay, here's going into my nominations, or one of the ones that I was kind of upset about. So, best fantasy anime went to Demon Slayer. But guys, you have Made in the Abyss, Mushoku Tensei, which you already know how I feel about that.
Season 1.
Overlord. No, season 1 and 2. Second.
Yeah, season 1 and 2.
Overlord season 4. Ranking of Kings season 2. The case study of Vanitas. I can't remember that one. That's not the one with that demon girl, right? No, it's not. It's not.
No, the case of Ventus. Yeah, that's the one where the human that had a partner as a vampire, and he fell in love with the other vampire girl. I don't think you've seen that one.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the Blue Moon. He called himself the Blue Moon.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So, guys, outside of Attack on Titan, this is the other one people keep meat riding. So, this should have easily... Now, this says Best Fantasy. So, for Fantasy, I'll give this to Made in the Abyss. If you like old school art style, maybe even Ranking the Kings. Overlord and Mushoku Tensei are isekais. Now, if you want, even though they're fantasy, I'm going to chill and say Mushoku Tensei. You're not getting past that, but they chose another one. Anybody agrees with Demon Slayer, or was there anything else up there that you would have chosen instead?
Mushoku Tensei.
You already know how I feel about that BS.
Okay, so
the Demon Slayer, that is the wrong thing to win. That is just blasphemous for one.
Yeah.
Over Overlord and Made in the Abyss and Mushoku Tensei. But like, if you give it to one of the other three, I would have accepted it. But to Demon, I'm like blasphemous. So that's why I walked out. I was disappointed.
They only did it because of animation.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's animation.
So now for best drama anime, we have a few here, but they gave the best drama to Attack on Titan, and this one is another one that kind of feels like it's like a gut wrencher because Made in the Abyss has some really good drama. 86 Part 1, I would have said more so. I didn't see Part 2.
I didn't see Part 2 either.
I honestly, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, not really.
It's more Cyberpunk is more action, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Drama.
I never seen Dance Dessert.
Me neither.
Okay. And CrunchyRoll Lives Alone. Is there drama in that?
What's that?
Katara Lives Alone. Okay, so honestly, out of this one, it would have been Made in the Abyss if we could choose. But you know, for what, the third or fourth year in a row? Well, not in a row, but just in the last like 6 years. Attack on Titan. Now we have one here that I can't agree with. We got best comedy anime, which is Spy X Family. And guys, this is season 1. Spy X Family season 1. Now there's some, I like Uncle from Another World or Uncle Oji-san, but or is it Isekai Oji-san? I can't remember, but
Spy X Family.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Spy X Family.
It's definitely Spy. I like My Dress Up Darling has funny moments here and there, but but Spy X Family.
But is it known for comedy though?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
All right. So next one. Here we go. Best action anime, another Meat Rider, Demon Slayer. So
You see where I put in my
Let me tell you something that makes me bad about the categories. I know, even the nominees. You have Spy X Family. Best action. It shouldn't even have been there.
No.
no, JoJo's could have technically been in fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Cyberpunk, no.
No, it belongs in action, but
I mean, yeah, because of how they keep changing categories, but nothing in there beats Lycra's Recoil. Between choreography and the way the action is. Because remember what I told you when you were asking about it? I said literally, Lycra's Recoil and Spy X Family are very similar. It's just more action and better choreography. Spy X Family is a little bit more on the fantasy side compared to Lycra's Recoil. But, you know, I'm sure somebody in the comment section is probably going to be like, oh, well, Attack on Titan, you got, you know, the people that zip line with the stuff, you got the Titans fighting and everything else, Eren Yeager gets to use his powers and stuff.
Attack on Titan isn't really action. It's more of a...
It's story driven as hell.
It's military government story driven. You know what I'm saying? So just for it to be in that category, yeah, every now and then you have an action scene. But that's like after every 4 episodes.
Yeah.
You may see some action, but it's more political.
Yeah, so the more I think about Cyberpunk is nothing but Michael Bay gun explosions. You might as well say you watch Transformers. JoJo's and Lycra's, but I'm gonna pick Lycra's over JoJo's.
I haven't watched JoJo's, so it's like...
Yeah, I haven't either. And the comment section is gonna roast us for that. But best action goes to Demon Slayer. So now we have best must protect at all costs anime character, Anya Forger. And honestly, because it's season 1,
Yeah.
I'll say yeah.
Yeah. I ain't got no problem with this one either, because the reason why, here's the thing, in season 1, I'm like, especially episode 4, the moment where she cried, every last one of us wanted to punch that guy in the face. All of us turned.
But here's the thing, more so than anything for me, Anya was just more adorable in season 1. She's annoying in season 2 for me. She just went straight to annoying.
Yeah.
So, Shane, do you have any difference of opinion? Like, who must be protected?
I don't like any of them nominees. I don't think any of them should be there, too.
Even though I liked it, Mary, she should, if they have best girl, she should be nominated, obviously, but most must protect it all.
It's not like there's nothing to be protected about. The thing about, like I said, all those nominees they have nothing to do with what must be protected.
Yeah, well, first of all, why would you be protecting Boji? Like, I just thought about that. Kage, why would you be protecting him?
Good point.
It's like those two technically can't hold their own. Now, if I'm correct, I think you had mentioned before about Marifin, My Dress of Darling, probably would be protected. But
yeah, because of her cosplaying ways and that she wants to be a cosplayer and stuff like that, and then like a lot of women want to relate, which I understand, but I'm just like, must be protected. I'm just like,
yeah, but weren't she getting handouts pretty much anyway? So she was already being supported, which is a form of protection.
Okay, I'll give you. All right, I'll give you that.
Anya's literally just a little girl that doesn't know how to use her powers right, and she screws up all the time. So I guess we would.
I wouldn't say she don't know how to use her powers right. It's just she doesn't want nobody to know her powers.
No, but every time when she uses it, even in season 2, she screws up something.
Yeah,
There's only one time she did it right, which is when saving that boy in a pool, and she damn near killed herself.
And become Lloyd's best friend.
Okay, now best supporting anime character. This is one I actually don't agree with, and it is Anya Forger for Spy X Family. I said this should have went to Yor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, no, I think you said Rebecca.
Oh yeah.
From Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I would say Rebecca. I would say Rebecca or Yor, but if it was a toss-up, I was leaning towards Rebecca, honestly.
Okay.
I was leaning towards Rebecca.
What about you, Shane?
No,
Yor. He's just like, whatever I seen that.
No, I'm looking at the nominees. I'm like, there's so many other things that came out last year that they're just not saying at all.
Oh yeah,
Because I've only seen Overlord once on this, and I've only seen
Mushoku Tensei.
Mushoku Tensei once.
And we haven't seen other ones at all. So yeah.
So I'm like,
I'm
seeing repeats.
That's look. Crunchyroll is a bunch of meat riders or paid off meat riders, whichever one.
Yeah.
Best main anime character, Eren Yeager. Now, guys, I've already deleted Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan. Period. So that's blasphemy as far as I'm concerned. And for this, you already know this is where I started shilling. This is Chisato for Lycra's Recoil. So, what is it for y'all?
Anyone besides Attack on Titan, honestly.
Yeah. Because I don't care much for Attack on Titan. Sorry.
Any other characters? Lloyd Forger, who created the bond between them.
Yeah.
Marin, who became likable towards women who want to be a cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
David Martinez, the MC of Cyberpunk. You play the game, but then when you watch the anime,
Chisato literally is a mixture between Spy X Family and Marin and My Dress Up Darling, because her story, literally, females can relate to it, not from the espionage part, but just her life.
Yeah.
Super relatable.
Yeah.
So Eren, go take a back seat.
and Boji, yeah, you ain't going. Boji,
I mean, I actually had a deep dive in my thought process for Boji, and it's one of those things of, I think some people are given like a sentimentality because of Boji and his disposition. We're just gonna call it that for now. So that's why I wasn't doing it. Best anime director.
That's fine.
More meat riding. Is Demon Slayer again.
should we just skip this one?
That's fine with me. It's whatever.
It should have been Lycra's Recoil Spy X Family for this one. Best anime song.
Is it opening or ending?
This one says The Rumbling by Sim, so whichever one. I think that's the beginning or the intro.
No, wait, because it says comedy by Spy X Fam, so I think
And that's the outro.
So I think it's overall song.
Just overall. And for me, it's going to be comedy by Jin Hoshino. That is one of the best songs to have ever come out last year. They got a few others, but that's one of the best songs. Because the other one was by Kaguya-sama's Love is War, Ultra Romantic. You got the one by Shadow House, which I don't even know what it is.
The one from One Piece, bro.
Yeah, that's a movie though, so I don't know that one.
Me
You
neither.
didn't hear the new Genesis One Piece?
Nope.
I don't watch
That's
One
just
Piece.
That's just real good.
Okay.
I'll let you hear it later.
All right, but best anime song, again, it should have been Spy X Family for me. What about y'all?
Yeah, I agree with Spy X Family.
And you would say One Piece?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's a question. Do we really need to talk about this one? Because you already know this is obvious.
Yeah, the right one won.
Yeah, but we already know who that's gonna win.
Yeah. So best anime, well, for the fan, for the audience, best anime film, meaning movie, is Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. Thank God.
But we all know that was gonna win.
No. Who's to say a miracle would have came out of Crunchyroll's butt crack and made Demon Slayer's movie Mugen Train again?
That was year before.
That was year before.
Yeah, year before, but with the amount of repeats we see, who's to say that wouldn't happen? Now, I've talked to people about Bell, and I've talked to people about the Deer King. Apparently, they are really good, but everybody agreed Jujutsu Kaisen Zero is better. And some of my friends are even Dragon Ball Super fans or shills, but Jujutsu Kaisen Zero does not get beat or outshined by superhero.
Go One Piece for that, man.
Yeah. Okay, best anime score. So I'm guessing this is just songs in general, right?
Yeah, soundtrack.
Or the whole soundtrack. And honestly, I gotta give this to Made in the Abyss. Cause remember what? I remember when I was talking about it. Made in the Abyss, just their whole theatrical theme of it, it immerses you in that world, which is already like kind of like a screwed up world to begin with. Attack on Titan, honestly, all that, like that's all I hear.
I get annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all real
Repetitive.
Spy X Family doesn't really have a lot of. It does have the whole Dick Tracy detective theme thing going for it a lot, but it's one of those things of it kind of like just blends into the background. Like I don't like get a real sense of it. You know, what was that? Y'all probably know the anime that went at.
Talking about talking about old school anime. You talking about Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, like that's like Cowboy Bebop's music actually puts me in a better like mind.
The whole soundtrack of Cowboy Bebop destroys all this stuff.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like when they put Spy X Family there, it's because like they're like I want to give Spy X Family more, but I think they got the ultimate one anyway. But it's kind of like just for score, it's neglectable.
For this category, Made in Abyss, yeah, but Demon Slayer has music and the music in Demon Slayer, especially the times that they put the music in, especially on the fight scenes. It's good.
See, I would say that for season 1, I chose not to watch the District arc yet, so I am behind.
District arc was good. Don't get it wrong, it was good.
But it is overhyped.
Every anime is overhyped.
Demon Slayer Attack on Titan is overhyped.
Yeah.
Those are overhyped. But we'll go to the next one. Okay, best anime ending sequence. So
season 1.
Yeah, this is this is season 1.
Comedy from Spy. I like yes.
Yeah.
Like so one of mine actually won without an issue, because the only other one that I like after this is Call of the Knights.
Yeah.
I really like Call of the Knights. But what, they got Attack on Titan, they got My Dress Up Darling, Homie Can't Communicate.
My Dress Up Darling is nice, but I like, but for some reason comedy it just draws into you, and the people who cover it, it was that like the English covers on like they were actually really well done. So,
right. So you fine with this one?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So best anime opening sequence. They gave it to Attack on Titan. But honestly, the only one I really know up here outside of Attack on Titan is Spy X Family and Ranking of Kings. So, yeah, Ranking of Kings, I don't really remember their opening sequence, but Spy X Family had a good one.
Yeah, they did. Cyberpunk is okay as well. I'm like, it's okay.
It's Netflix short. And like, do you remember Demon Slayer's opening?
It's still good. It's not bad.
But
I don't think it tops Spy X Family or anything like that. But opening's good.
Okay.
But,
so for now, we're all saying Spy X Family should have been the one instead of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
All right. So best continuing anime series, and this is where I got pissed. One Piece shouldn't even be up here. That's a cop out. That is a pure cop out. Because, okay, going back to best fantasy, why isn't Overlord here?
That's what I was gonna say.
Damachi's not there.
Damachi's not there.
Damachi didn't come out last year.
Oh no, what was the other one? The other one besides
Dead Alive?
No. Jobless.
Jobless Reincarnation. No, Mushoku Tensei didn't come out last year.
Wasn't it? Then why did it happen?
No, it was last year.
It was,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a continuation. Those two should have been up there because they're way better than something that never ended. How can you call something a continuation?
It's ongoing.
Like, it's ongoing. Like,
you might as well just throw Naruto up there or Boruto.
Yeah. So
or Dragon Ball Z.
Technically, you could have threw Bleach up there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's a cop out. If they have that nomination there for the rest of the 2020 to 2030, One Piece should win this all the time. So yeah, big cop out. JoJo's was a correct one. Love is War could have been up there. Made in the Abyss was a continuation. Demon Slayer could have, and Attack on Titan both are, but give some other people a chance. But continuing series, Mushoku Tensei, and Overlord. And that's what kind of killed me. You put it in fantasy, why isn't it here? So I discredit this this award. But you know, One Piece, like them, but I discredit it. Best new anime series.
That is
Now this one, even though Spy X Family is a good one, this is the one where I had said it's between this and Lycanroc Recoil. Yeah, Spy X Family wins Anime of the Year. Lycanroc Recoil needs to win any other nomination that they're in. So the fact that they got this, I can't accept it. It should be Lycanroc Recoil.
The thing about Spy X Family, it's good. It has comedy, a little bit of action here and there. It's goofy.
It has everything you want, really.
But Lycanroc Recoil to me is better than Spy X Family.
Yeah, and
I
honestly,
enjoyed it more because the thing about Spy X, I got annoyed with
Anya.
Yeah.
Always, all the time.
And it's because of this impact that it had. Because, like I said, Lycanroc Recoil, nobody really talks about it as much. My Dress Up Darling, you have like,
That shit was great.
it's great, or like people talk about it. Like, let's say it's like this.
Spy right there.
Cyberpunk is like it's a little bit over My Dress Up Darling, but Spy Family way over the top.
And honestly, Call of the Night was actually really good. But here's the thing: Call of the Night and Lycanroc Recoil are the two most underrated ones on this particular nomination. And your boy Kongming, I don't really know much about that one. You seen Call of the Night, right? That was the one where the guy who has insomnia or always wants to stay up at night meets that vampire, and he has to try to fall in love with her in order to become a vampire.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that shit's good.
Yes. He doesn't have insomnia.
Well,
Oh yeah. He just doesn't like. He prefers to be up at night. He's a nighttime. He's a night owl.
Yeah. So, but for me, it should have been in order: Lycanroc, Call of the Night, then Spy X Family in this particular order for this nomination, because all of them are new ones and they were really good. I guess My Dress Up Darling was new too.
Yeah, it was. But
It is good, but the thing about it is like, if you was to take My Dress Up Darling, especially after all the other nominations that we've talked about that it's been in, it probably does everything good, but it's great in other ones in some way, shape, or form. Like, people can relate to the cosplay with females because, well, that's real life. But because Lycanroc Recoil is underrated, females can relate to Chica. When you talk about Call of the Night, and even that's relatable to people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for a best new anime series, it's kind of like all of them are good, but it's like where your preference, I guess, goes. But you know, again, Spy X Family season 1, great. But like I told Power Trick, Lycanroc Recoil does it better in pretty much every aspect without the annoyance. So more meat riding. Best animation. Unfortunately,
That's the truth.
yeah. It goes to Demon Slayer.
It does.
This is what you were saying before we even started filming. So
That's all it says. It's just animation. That's all that series really has. The fight scenes, the fighting, the animation, the hype train. That's all it is.
yeah. So
But at the same time, it's kind of. I felt like it's kind of unfair because the reason why I say it's unfair for the best animation
because
remember,
season 1 was the same thing.
Not only that, but like when the movie came out, they kept that same. So I'm like, that's an unfair advantage.
It's movie animation. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
it's an unfair advantage to all the others because they're gonna keep that same animation and put it and just break it down into seasons.
But here's the worst thing,
Attack on
right?
Titan shouldn't be up there.
Yeah, Attack on Titan shouldn't be up
The
there.
animation isn't amazing. All they do is just make it dark.
Yeah,
And it's a
Ranking
new
of
anime.
Kings shouldn't be up there because they went an older style of animation. Cyberpunk Edge Runner, this is the one thing I've said so much to my
Reincarnation
friends.
should be up there.
Yes, because Jobless Reincarnation took a very interesting take on fusing up. It is an older style animation that they just made so much better. Like if you've seen Spriggan, the movie, not the series that came out, the one made by ADV Films, like they it's like they took that but did a slight, I don't know how to say it. It's like you took an old style of art and just HD'd it, and it's just so good. I don't know how to say it. It's so clean.
It's real crisp.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners feels like early One Piece and Naruto animation. I don't like it.
Except in cyberpunk style.
All right, so moving on to the next one. Best anime character design. They gave it to Demon Slayer. No. This is a cop-out. Now, I know some people would say Cyberpunk. I don't give it to that. The most unique is probably going to be JoJo's. My Dress Up Darling, if you're just talking about from a cosplay aesthetic, cop-out.
None of them should be up there.
And Ranking of Kings, technically that's just how they dress. That's not unique. Spy X Family, technically you could say because Lloyd always is.
Are they talking about how they look, how they dressed up design? Like
No, it's just anime character design, period. So just the aesthetic of the characters themselves. But technically, Demon Slayer would just be because of the animation, which also feels like a cop-out.
None of them.
Oh, so who would you say?
Character design. Lord, I'll give him.
Overlord?
You're gonna give it to a gaming anime? I mean, I guess.
Character design. I'm talking about character
Yeah,
design. I'm talking about the character itself.
No,
talking about
but I mean the
Iron's
theme of
goal.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Iron, his character design. I'm talking about, and if I go to Jobless Reincarnation, I'm talking about him, his character design.
I like how the character's designed in that too.
Because if you're talking about like the way like their persona of the character themselves, yeah, Iron's the top. You understand? This beats all of them. All the people there is like, okay, they're all just like watered down people that are like, okay, this anime is hype. So let's just put this one here, put this one here. Like they just do them on there. It's the same categories in every nomination.
I honestly can't argue with that because to me, if you put Demon Slayer as best character design, it almost goes back to you can't dispute the fact that it has the best animation. So it's kind of like this is a cop-out one. What about you, Power Trick? Any of them? None of them? Or correct?
Any of them but Demon Slayer, but I'm just like, they just like.
It's a wash. It's a wash category.
Yeah.
All right. So best original anime. Okay. So what is the difference between best original anime and new anime series? Honestly.
Vampire in the Garden.
Vampire in the Garden.
Which one was that one?
And Healer Girl?
None of these I've heard. I think the Orbital Children is one that I wanted to watch. I know that one's good. I don't know any of these other ones except for Lycra Recall. Thank you for best original anime. Another one that got it. But what's the difference between this and new anime series? It's literally the same nomination.
Because the things in the nominees don't top that anime.
So they made an empty one so they can give them one.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it feels like.
Okay, but best original anime, the right one won. Lycra Recoil. Anime of the year.
Netflix original.
At least.
Nah, ain't no at least.
At least it ain't Demon Slayer.
At least it ain't Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan. That's the at least. It ain't Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan. Then I would have walked out of here like last time.
So I was under the impression because I made sure I didn't watch. I didn't want to get notified or anything. I thought it was going to be Spy X Family, and you gave
wrong.
it to this shit.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Ranking of Kings. I don't see how that one could have been up there. We already know how Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer shouldn't have been up there. Cyberpunk is not beating Spy X Family or Lycra Recoil. How in the hell did it beat those two? That makes no sense to me.
But don't get me wrong, the story is great. No lie, the story and the character development is great, but compared to Spy Family and Lycra Recoil,
The story is generic. I hate to say it because, okay.
Lycra Recoil is unique. It's something different.
Yeah, because if you think about some of the, okay, when we grew up, one of the first original cyberpunk animes is pretty much Akira. Any anime,
Ghost in the Shell.
and then any anime after that, this is not original. This is literally copy and paste of almost everything. I literally rather give it to Ghost in the Shell or Battle Angel Alita. I really would. Like, this is not nothing new. I'll give it to voice acting somewhat. The storyline is somewhat solid, but you don't have decent animation in my opinion. The action scenes could have been way better or cleaner, and you have a story that's generic. What happens to David is generic. It's all hell because of what happens in a cyberpunk type thing.
Yeah.
So, as always, we can always appreciate Crunchyroll for either meat riding or paying to meat ride. So, I thought it was Spy X Family the whole time.
Me too. Me too. I thought Spy Family, because the amount of impact Spy Family took cosplayers all over, especially so many yours.
Yep.
Rare few Lloyds and a rare few scruffy heads.
Yep.
But there's so many yours and Anyas all around the world, and you would give it to. And there are not that many cosplayers who did Cyberpunk. There's not that many compared to Spy Family.
Yeah, I only seen a few do David, and that's it.
And that was it.
Yeah. Well, they're so generic. So I mean, if you're gonna dress up as David, you could dress up as April O'Neil.
Sure.
So I'm being sarcastic.
And the thing is, like, they could have easily had Best Girl as one of the nominees, and I already have the nominees in my head for Best Girl, and they don't even.
So we're gonna do some honor. So I brought up the full table of contents. We're gonna do some honorable mentions that were not mentioned, and for me and Shane, we're just gonna go straight to the one that even matters. So for Best Fantasy, there's two that should have been in here off rip, and the one that we're both thinking about should have won. And the two should have been Bleach 1,000 Year War and Eminence in Shadow, and Eminence in Shadow should have won. When we're talking about best voice acting for performance Japanese, it should have been Eminence in Shadow. Shadow should have won. When it comes down to best main anime character, even though I said Chica from Lycoris Recoil, it should have been Eminence of Shadow. Shadow should have won. Let's see. Best new anime series or original anime. The only two should have been up there is Eminence and Shadow and Lycoris Recoil. Well, no. For original series, the nominations would have been there, but there would have been some biases as well. Now, for fantasy, to be fair, Eminence in Shadow is good. If y'all haven't watched it, then that's y'all problem. Go ahead and watch it. 20 episodes. Episode 4 or 3 or 4 will blow your mind.